Once you got to Iraq and took it over and took down Saddam Hussein's government, then what are you going to put in its place? That's a very volatile part of the world.
There are some who feel like that, the conditions are such that they can attack us there. My answer is bring them on.
But I've come to the conclusion that I see no threat to our national security. There's no convincing evidence that Iraq is capable of threatening the security of this country.
And he spoke real truth about the war on terror, about 9/11, about Iraq. He said, you know what? They hate us because we're over there. They don't hate us because of our freedom or any of those stupid slogans that the Bush people put out.
It's a tragedy of what's happening, what we're going to leave behind. But we don't know it's going to be as bad as those who are predicting bad things. Just remember, the people who are predicting these very, very dire things to happen are the same ones who predicted it would be a cakewalk.
But I'm going to be judicious as to how to use the military. It needs to be in our vital interest, the mission needs to be clear, and the exit strategy obvious.
Ronald Reagan in 1983 sent Marines into Lebanon, and he said he would never turn tail and run. A few months later, the Marines were killed, 241 were killed, and the Marines were taken out. And Reagan addressed this subject in his memoirs, and he says, I said I would never turn tail and run. He says, but I never realized the irrationality of Middle Eastern politics. That if we think that we can do what we want around the world and not incite hatred, then we have a problem. They don't come here to attack us because we're rich and we're free. They come and they attack us because we're over there. It is the advice of the founders to follow a non-interventionist foreign policy. Stay out of entangling alliances. Be friends with countries. Negotiate and talk with them and trade with them.
What would be your strategy for ending the war in Iraq?
Congressman Paul, what would it be?
Just come home. We just marched in. We can just calm down.